What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. This is the channel where we sit down and cover different comic book stories from different comic book companies. Today, we're going to jump back over to Marvel Comics and continue our coverage over the Ultimate Marvel Universe. Guys, this is the second to last Ultimate Marvel video that will be done on my channel because this is the end to Miles Morales, the Ultimate Spider-Man storyline. After that, we only have one more video, Ultimate End. So if you do like today's comic book video, please hit that like button down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But I do hope you enjoy today's video. In the opening of this book, we pick up with Maria Hill and what seems to be a SWAT team about to raid into a home. The reason why is because they are looking for those Spider-Man twins that were running around in our last few Ultimate Spider-Man videos. She got word that maybe they are hiding here in this apartment. So you have Maria Hill and her team of SWAT rush into the apartment hoping to get them, only to find out that the apartment is actually empty, which of course sucks. So now we know she is definitely going to be looking for them. Then there is a page where you have Miles Morales' father, Jefferson, letting the school know that he is back in Miles' life. Let them know that the reason why he was gone was because he was having a hard time dealing with the death of his wife. We also know that when he found out that Spider-Man was his son Miles, it made him freak out, plus made him think back to his life as an undercover S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. We learned all of that in our last video. Speaking of Miles, we see him out right now being Spider-Man and just swinging around town and still trying to process everything, like the fact that Peter Parker is alive again and that will not get resolved. Also that his dad used to be an undercover S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. Either way, while he was swinging around town, he comes to find out that Electro and Saber-tooth are fighting against each other. These are some characters we have not seen in a long time. They both had early appearances in the beginning of Phase 3 of Ultimate Marvel. Apparently, these two are fighting against each other, and at first, Miles was just going to watch them fight, but people's lives got put in danger. And so you have Spider-Man decide to jump back in there and hopefully stop these two from fighting against each other. The problem is that these two show that they can be too much for Spider-Man to handle, except that is when you have Cloak and Dagger appear at the scene to help out. Which makes sense because Bendis made the ultimate version to these characters and really want these characters to take off. Sadly, they don't, like their main Marvel Universe counterpart. They help out to take care of the two bad guys of the book. You then have Miles Morales ask for some dating advice. Well, some girl advice from Dagger. Remember that Miles told his girlfriend Kate Bishop that he was Spider-Man and she freaked out. Now we also found out that her parents are Hydra agents, and of course Spider-Man doesn't know that yet. He is asking what he should do because he hasn't heard from Kate Bishop since he told her about him being Spider-Man. Miles finds out that apparently Dagger doesn't like her and thinks that he can do better with someone else. Dagger tells him to just go over there and talk to her and walk her through this big moment. And so you have Miles Morales go back to his dorm room to get some clothes so that he can go see Kate Bishop. You have Genki tell Miles Morales that Kate Bishop has not been in school all day. No one has seen her, except Miles Morales still thinks that he should go see her, and Genki tells him that it will not go well. And Genki is correct about the fact that it's not going to go well because you have Miles Morales go there to the home of Kate Bishop, except of course she is not there. And so you have Kate's dad let Miles in, and it seems that maybe the two of them them are going to bond, and hopefully Miles will be able to talk to Kate. Except again, he does not know her parents are Hydra agents, except Kate's dad reveals that he knows Miles Morales is Spider-Man, and Kate Bishop was not the one who told her parents that he was Spider-Man. Then the water he was drinking has something in there to knock out Miles. Now remember, those spider twins I was talking about earlier and the ones that Maria Hill was looking for, well, we actually pick up with them as they are breaking into an old S.H.I.E.L.D. base. Remember that thanks to Galactus attacking the Earth, the American government thought that S.H.I.E.L.D. failed at doing their job, which was protecting the world from threats, except they never thought to plan for an attack from a being from another universe. Either way, with S.H.I.E.L.D. gone, all of their tech is laying around in different warehouses. So these two are breaking into to take some of the stuff, or really a special item. Except while they are stealing some of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s old stuff, well, you have Spider-Woman appear. This is of course Jessica Drew, the clone of Peter Parker, and at this point she was going with the name Black Widow. We saw her change her name in the all-new Ultimates run. Well, she tries to take on the Spider Twins, but of course at first it seems that she may be able to take these guys on. Well, they show that they are too much for her to handle, and it ends with her losing and her being taken in by the Spider Twin. Back to Miles Morales' problem, well, you have Jefferson, the father to Miles Morales, come home and wondering where his son is at, only to realize that his son is missing or something is wrong, so he tries to call his son. The problem is that Miles Morales left his phone in his dorm room, so Genki sees that Miles Morales' father is calling, meaning that Genki knows something could be up, but before he could think about it, you have Judge stop by. Judge was this character who used to be a roommate to both Miles and Genki in the early days of Miles Morales' run as Spider-Man, except moved out because he knew the boys were hiding a secret, but did not know what, and hated the fact that they were hiding things from him, so he moved out. But when he stopped by to tell Genki that he knows Miles Morales is Spider-Man and they were terrible at hiding things. After speaking of Miles Morales, we see that he is waking up after being knocked out by Kate Bishop's father. When he does wake up, well, he wakes up to Kate Bishop and she tells him everything. That basically her parents is Hydra agents, and also that she wasn't the one who told her parents that Miles Morales is Spider-Man. Her sister did, because remember, after she found out, she ran over and told her sister about it because she was freaking out. She tries to tell Miles that she did not know this was going to happen and she loves him, but for Miles, he doesn't care and wants out of all of this. Now, while he is talking to Kate Bishop about this whole situation, well, that is when you have different Hydra agents going around and capturing people close to Miles. So that means Miles' father Jefferson, Genki, and I'm guessing Genki's mother too. And so you have Miles being able to break out of his binds and thinking that he is going to be able to escape from this place. Except when he gets to the door, he is greeted by Kate Bishop's father and tells Miles that they have captured people close to him. He will do whatever they want, or they are of course going to kill Miles Morales' friends and family. And you have Kate Bishop's father talking about how Hydra is trying to change the world. The usual how Hydra is better for the world speech. That the old ways are hurting the earth. Except one of the Hydra agents talked about how someone is here and Kate Bishop's dad is freaking out. And so you have Miles trying to escape again, which to me makes sense. But at the same time, you have to think about the people who are close to him that have gotten captured by Hydra. Now, he doesn't get that far when it comes to escaping because he is shot down by some Hydra agents. except before he passes out once more, that is when he is greeted by someone who I guess is running Hydra now, which of course would be Dr. Doom. This is confusing since Dr. Doom was part of the Future Foundation team, but for Bendis, I guess not. Before we can learn how in the world Dr. Doom is controlling Hydra or why he is working with Hydra, we have to switch over to Judge, who walks into the dorm room of Genki and Miles to see that the room has been trashed and the two of them could be missing. This is where things get confusing because we see Dr. Doom is holding on to Miles Morales and Jessica Drew. He says he wants to get revenge against Miles for evading Latveria, which I don't remember. Also, he wants to learn more about Miles and Jessica and maybe to replicate their powers to other people. Back to Judge, we see him going to the home of Miles Morales to find out that the house is also a wreck, giving Judge the idea that maybe something is really going on with Miles. Except while he is leaving the house, he is confronted by Cloak and Dagger, where he tells them that how he found the house like this in the dorm room was the same. Also tells Cloak and Dagger that he knows that Miles Morales is Spider-Man and could be in trouble. We then switch over to Miles Morales, showing that his powers have grown since he first got his powers. This is the moment we see him being able to use some kind of venom shockwave to break out of the machine that he was trapped in and giving him the chance to fight against Dr. Doom, and the rest of Hydra agents are here in this room at the moment. We then pick up with Maria Hill, and remember how she was the cop that actually wanted to help Miles Morales out. Well, she is confronted by Judge, Cloak, Dagger, and the rest of the all-new Ultimates, asking for help to find Miles Morales because they all know he is in trouble. We then switch back to Miles Morales as he is fighting against the forces of Hydra and Dr. Doom. This is a man who is full of rage and trying to be a one-man army against them all. Tell you the truth, this is a very strong moment for Miles Morales because he is giving them a beating like no other, except he has to stop what he is doing when Kate Bishop's father threatens to kill Jessica Drew if Miles Morales doesn't stop what he is doing. Switching back to the heroes and Maria Hill, who are trying to find out where Miles Morales is at, we also know that they are being helped by Frank Quad, who was a character that was introduced to us in the second Ultimate Spider-Man run that came after Ultimatum, when we still had Peter Parker. He was kind of like what Maria Hill is to Miles Morales. Then another cop comes in and tells everyone that they may have a possible location where Miles Morales could be held at. So you have them all walk through Cloak to head there. Then the book closes on with the whole group walking into the warehouse to find Miles Morales, knocking Dr. Doom out, and the rest of the heroes finding out that Miles Morales was able to save Jessica Drew and also Hydra and all of Dr. Doom forces too. Then he goes on to free his father, Genki, and Genki's mother as well. Also, he breaks up with Kate Bishop since it was her family that got him and everyone he loves into this mess. Except the book closes on Miles Morales and the rest of what is left of Ultimate Marvel looking into the sky, seeing the incursions happening. Of course, this leads into Ultimate's End and Secret Wars as well. But this is where we are going to end today's video. So please hit that like button down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read? Well, please let me know in the comments below because you never know. Your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But I do hope you enjoy today's video.